viewers, the Egypt-EU conference is our main topic for tonight, and we are glad to have with us now here in the studio Mr. Raed Allam, corporate finance consultant. A very good evening to you, Mr. Allam, and thank you for joining us.
To you too.
So as you see, how do you see first the significance, the timing, the importance of such a conference that highlights cooperation between Egypt and the European Union?
Actually, this conference is very important, but I think maybe it's better to just maybe another date or another time, because now we are in a peak of, first of all, of heat, okay, and we have some conflicts or some obstacles not good to share or to put some emphasis on it. As a matter of fact, I would like to put some emphasis about this conference. It is very important because we have a lot of opportunity here in Egypt to invest, and we need a lot of finance and cooperation in these fields. Meanwhile, definitely, we need some technology transfer. We have some know-how transfer, okay, and adaptation. What I'm saying is that our relation with the European community has a long time, and there is many significant relation and issues has been processed many years ago. Now we talk about imports and trade, about 24 billion euros, and this is because of custom-free agreement. And actually 40% of our direct investments in Egypt are from the European community. So definitely we have to work on it properly and trying as much as we can to give a push to more investments.
Right. Mr. Allam, Egypt and the EU have mutually agreed to elevate their relationship to a level of strategic and comprehensive partnership. In this respect, how do you see this partnership developing?
Okay.
Strategic partnership.
Strategic partnership. Actually, Egypt as a center of Africa, and you can say the major country in the area, okay? And there's a lot of forces or elements, okay, to see that Egypt is the potential, okay, as a heart of Arab countries and Middle East.
It is the gate to and from.
Yes,
Africa.
This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Okay, anyone can like to do something, he just start with Egypt, okay? This is because a lot of things, because of the population, the level of education, there is a lot of elements to work on this.
The history, the geographic location, and you name it.
You name it. Two seas, Suez Canal, and so on.
Right.
Okay. But the problem is that the population is a good measure, and meanwhile is a little bit weak, because we need, okay, more, okay, stress in education, okay, and put some regulation for small youth working, okay. The strategic planning between Europe and Egypt is a must, but first of all, and meanwhile, okay, the European community understand very well, okay, that any growing market will be Egypt, okay? If we talk about other countries like whatever, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, whatever, the population is not a good market for the product or for technical support, okay? On the other side, okay, Europe have some recession, okay? And recession means that there is no growth, economic growth over there, okay? So some finance will go out, okay, for just make more and more profit for the European community.
Sir, dear viewers, we have to go now live to listen to Al-Isha call. So the call for prayer or Adhan Al-Isha is now live here on ITV International. Then we'll be back with Mr. Alem, continue the talk about the Egypt-EU partnership. Welcome back, dear viewers, to the daily debate with Mr. Ra'ed Alem, the corporate finance consultant, talking about the Egypt-EU conference and the Egypt-EU comprehensive and strategic partnership. Now, Mr. Alem, we understand that this conference aims at attracting investments to Egypt in many areas, including energy, electricity, renewable energy, food security, health, education, transportation, water networks, sanitation, and more, pharmaceuticals, petrochemicals, so on. Tell us about those opportunities and where do true big opportunities lie in our huge market. As you mentioned earlier, Egypt is a huge market.
Okay. Economic-wise, okay, you cannot open all the sectors, okay, you want to invest on it, because this type of investment maybe not succeeded enough, okay, or making the proper target. We should, first of all, concentrate about 3 or 4 opportunities or sectors which definitely infrastructure, definitely water plants, electricity, technology, health,
renewable energy,
and health. And we have to make sort of many feasibility studies, okay, for such opportunities. Some figures, some round figures, okay, to give some impact about this project. But in my opinion, which is maybe not right, but actually we cannot, or economically, no one can do everything in every sector. So,
right.
I prefer that we talk about the major issues and the
focus. You want
and
concentration.
Focus, yes. And concentrate on few sectors with few opportunities. Okay, as we know, there is the green power. Okay, we about solar. Supply energy. Yeah. Okay, definitely we need such technology and to build some factories or something out to make some technology transfer, know-how transfer, okay, for such, because we are a very sunny country, okay, and with the weather changes and the environment changes, definitely we have more sun, okay, that we can be useful or be utilized properly, okay. I think this is one of the major issues, and definitely for the health and the medical supplies, it's very, very important, okay, because of the crisis all around the world about this medicine supplies and so on.
Okay.
So this is, to my concern or to my opinion, this is very important sectors.
Okay. And how do you see the EU support, Mr. Alem, for Egypt's efforts in hosting refugees, and both sides are committed to the protection of the rights of migrants and refugees worldwide, and we have here in Egypt, like, I don't know, over 10 million.
Actually, there is a subsidy of around 7.4 million million.
Million or billion?
Billion. Billion. Yes, sorry. Billion.
Currency?
Yes.
Euros?
Euros. Okay.
Billion euros.
Yes.
7.4 billion euros.
7.4 billion euros has been granted for Egypt. 5 of them as a loan and 2.4 as a grant. Out of it, that the immigration, is a problem for Europe and definitely a problem for us, A problem for Europe because there's a lot of ships, small ships or something, trying to migrate to Europe
and enter illegally. Yeah.
Yes, And meanwhile, we have the same problem here, but because there is a lot of people actually entered illegally, As I read 2 days before or something like this, that Europe put some security system or something like this and ask Egypt to do the same. And this is why they put 5 million for this project and 2.4 for private sector, and if I remember 6 billion or something for private sector or something like this. I don't remember the figures actually. But it is a very, very important issue, of course.
Okay. And now there is a cooperation between Egypt and the EU in many fields, including education, for instance. So how to enhance cooperation in the field of education and research between the two sides, and surely Egypt can gain a lot from that.
Yeah. Many years ago, there is some grant also for, I don't remember the name, but there is a grant also for education here in Egypt, especially the
technical education.
I believe that sector of technical education is very important from many sides. First of all, that we have to give some learning curve for the people, that the technicians are not less than anybody, because
not less than engineers.
Yeah. And if we saw a technician in Europe or something like this, it could be a good service that you can export technicians if you
laborers.
Yes. So definitely we have to enhance this. To expand in many governorates, but we have to put some very strict criteria, to benefit of these grants and this level of technical know-how. Because definitely, as many countries that have increased population, there is some habits or some behaviors is not really promising. So we have to make the learning curve, as I mentioned before expanding the buildings itself or the schools itself.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that you believe that cooperation in the water networks is important, and surely the water issue is a top priority for Egypt. So how do you see potentially the cooperation between Egypt and the EU bilaterally, regionally, and internationally at all levels in the water domain?
Ages or centuries or something like this, we have water supply, in very consistent ways. There's some issue about it or political problem about it, but definitely there is what we call it sweetening the sea, sweetening the water of the sea. Definitely desalination. Desalination is
another thing.
Is another thing. Desalination is the treatment after using the water. In this field, we definitely need to have broad mind and broad ideas about how to deal with such thing. Okay, we are not going to talk about someone say, okay, why we cannot move some ice mountains from other. And it is a matter of resources, but anyway, definitely the water and the electricity, the main life supplies, water, electricity, medical, health, education definitely needs a lot of work.
Okay. Mr. Allan, dear viewers, allow us to watch another report here on our topic for tonight. And this report will especially focus on EU partnership. Now, sir, how can the EU provide support to Egypt, both on the short-term stabilization needs and medium and long-term economic development?
Okay.
And what can Egypt give back?
Okay. Let us think about win-win situation. Okay. Win-win situation, it means if I have some services, okay, some commodities, okay, that I can export to Europe. Okay, I have to make some strength, okay, to increase such imports. Okay. Meanwhile, yes, for the sake of Egypt, we should eliminate the imports. Okay, but if the imports became on supply of some materials for medicines, okay, for making medicines, some equipment, sophisticated equipment for hospitals, okay, some education tools for schools, okay.
Then this is needed.
Yes, of course, of course. You cannot do economic reform without making the people in the right track and in the right understanding and in the right level of education and the right commitments. There is very important part on our side is the learning curve, and second step is to make the transfer. Okay, it is not a matter of just okay, we give some education or some loans or some grants. It is not the way to do things, because if you don't have the calibers and the abilities, okay, to carry over such loans and grants, it will do nothing.
Okay, so concluding on the win-win situation, what's the most important thing that Europe can give to Egypt and vice versa?
Okay, I believe it's very important, the technical know-how for many industries and many managerial skills. Okay, and definitely some supply of stability of the political size.
Okay,
so not pushing. I don't understand politics actually, but the problem of the Palestinian and
of course Egypt always has and continues to play the key role for stability in the region.
This is what I'm talking about. It affects us also, okay, because we would like to keep supporting Palestine, but our resource is not that enough.
From that point, Egypt is not just a cornerstone of stability in the region; it's a cornerstone of stability for Europe, for Europe and the world.
Yeah, of course, because if there is some action or some it will affect any country. It's regular because everything is transferring.
Yes, indeed. On that note, dear viewers, on behalf of you, we thank very much our distinguished guest with us here in the studio, Mr. Raed Alem, the corporate finance consultant. Thank you very much for coming to us, sir.
Okay.
And thank you for watching the Daily Debate. Please stay with Nile TV International.